The Lord said, fearlessness, inner purity, steadfastness of yoga for knowledge, charity, continence, yajna, study of scriptures, penance, and uprightness, nonviolence, truthfulness, abstinence from anger, renunciation, tranquility, absence of malice, compassion for all beings, disinterestedness, tenderness, modesty, abstinence from futile effort, magnificence, forgiveness, patience, purity of thought and conduct, and absence of animosity and vanity. These are all attributes of the man endowed with divine riches. Ostentation, arrogance, and conceit, as well as wrath, harsh speech, and ignorance, are all, O Parth Arjun, the qualities of a man with devilish character. Since it is established, O Pandav Arjun, that while the treasure of divinity liberates, and the demoniacal state acts as a shackle, you have no need to grieve, for you are blessed with divine riches. There are in the world, O Parth Arjun, two kinds of beings, the pious, on whom I have already dwelt at length, and the devilish, of whom you will now hear from me. Wanting in inclination to both engage in proper action and avoid improper acts, the demoniacal have neither purity nor the right conduct, nor even truthfulness. Since the world, they say, is unreal, without shelter and God, and created by itself through mutual male-female intercourse, what else is it for, except physical indulgence? Depraved and dim-witted, because they hold such a view, these malicious and cruel people are born only to ravage the world. Possessed of arrogance, conceit, and wantonness, and immersed in insatiable lust, they subscribe to false doctrines out of ignorance and act wickedly. Beset by countless anxieties that stretch right up to death, and absorbed in the enjoyment of sensual objects, they are firmly convinced that satisfaction of carnal desires is the highest goal. Chained by hundreds of bonds of illusory hopes, and at the mercy of desire and anger, they wrongfully endeavor to store wealth for the satisfaction of their lust. Their perpetual thought is, I have gained this today, and I shall have that wish. I have these riches, and I shall have more in the future. I have slain that enemy, and I shall also slay other enemies. I am God, and the holder of sovereignty. Thus deluded by ignorance, they think, I am wealthy and noble born. Who can equal me? I shall perform yajna, give alms, and lead a life of bliss. Misled in many a way, entangled in the webs of attachment, and inordinately fond of sensual pleasure, they fall into the most defiled hell. These conceited persons, intoxicated by vanity and wealth, offer ostentatious sacrifices which are yajna only in name, in violation of scriptural injunction. Subservient to vanity, brute force, arrogance, lust, and anger, these wicked and degraded persons have a feeling of enmity to me, who dwells in them and in all others. I forever condemn these abhorring, degraded, and cruel persons, the most abject among mankind, to demoniacal births. Instead of realizing me, O son of Kunti, these ignorant fools, conceived in devilish wombs birth after birth, are doomed to fall yet lower to the most degraded state. Since lust, anger, and greed are the three gateways to hell, because they are destructive of the self, they ought to be forsaken. The person, O son of Kunti, who escapes these 3 doors to hell, practices what is propitious for them, and thus attains to the supreme state. The one who transgresses scriptural injunction and acts indiscriminately according to their will achieves neither perfection nor the supreme goal, nor even happiness. So Scripture is the authority on what ought and ought not to be done, and having learnt that, you have the ability to act according to the provisions laid down by the Scripture.